Hello, everybody. Hope you are well. Welcome to the first time I'm really going to try to paint a bunch of stuff since the operation. So I did try to get a few things ahead so we can kind of fit a bunch of stuff in here. You know, times are tough, real tough for a lot of people, and just trying to concentrate on a hobby is probably even tougher during these very difficult times. So money's not there, and listen, we know how life can be. Some of us are okay, some of us are really struggling. So I wanted to take a few minutes at the beginning of this program and show you how to do some of this stuff a lot cheaper and get the same quality, and really get good quality product at a good cheap price. Hello, everybody. I'll say hello real quick. I really want to kind of keep this condensed in an hour. The Bloodborne, we're going to be painting this over, I want to say 2, maybe 3 videos, somewhere in there. I want to keep it short. I want to keep it tight for everybody. One of the biggest questions I get is, hey, I want to use good primer. Well, I'm not going to mention a certain company, but a certain company is $20 a can. Do you really want to spend $20 a can? And if you go use that Krylon stuff, you don't know what you're getting. Okay, you have to be very specific in how you get it. So one of the main things that I tried to do was try to find a good enough primer. Well, I think the best primer is actually from our good friends at Army Painter. It's very affordable, and I'm going to show you how affordable it is because we're going to go right there. Okay, I want to make sure that you guys have all the information that you need to be successful at this. Okay, today we're going to be giving away. I'm going to wait till everybody kind of gets in a little bit, and I'll tell you how we're going to give away the Mega Paint set. But just to... Are we going to get there? Yes, okay. I just got to get to the page. But the most important thing is having a good quality primer, because that's going to help you. Now, I primed all these, and I'm going to show very quickly when I can. Okay, hold on. Where am I? Oh, there I am. Okay, you don't want to see my glasses. But using this primer, I used a white for one figure, okay, because it's going to cut me on time, and this primer is just solid. It's to the point. It's tight. Okay, the black primers just go on beautifully. Okay, and you don't have to pay $20 for a can of it. Okay, you can go down to Miniature Market, or you can go to Army Painter itself, and you can get some of the stuff that we're going to be talking about and using today. Particularly if you want to get yourself some paints, you can really get into this hobby very, very cheap. Okay, look, matte black, it's only $9, or $10, excuse me. Okay, if we're going to be technical. If you want to get paints and stuff like that, they're under $3. Okay, this is affordable and smart. Okay, you can get yourself a nice little set here for $24, and usually they'll throw a brush in there. They have brush sets. Okay, let's skip ahead a little bit. All right, and I just want to give you a good idea what's going on here. Okay, there we go. Today we are giving away not the 2007 set. No, we're doing the latest Mega Paint set, and the one that I have here, I think, is bigger than this one, but it's it's almost like $150. We're going to be giving that away to you guys to kind of get one of you guys started here. But you can go out and you can get these smaller sets and really get going and start painting the things that you want to paint. Brushes, all the other stuff that they have. Go to their site. They have brush kits. They have a little paint station that you can use. I just want to see if we have everything here. All the different colors. Look, it's a great place to start. It's good quality stuff. You can get some of these cheaper sets here, like on clearance here, which comes with a whole bunch of stuff. You build up and make your own your own type of collection here. And I think that's really, look at this, the Zombicide. This is going to be new, $50. You're going to get a ton of paints for the new Zombicide. And if you saw my video this morning, then you know what we're talking about. They've got hobby starter brush set, 3 brushes, $12. That's not bad. But you can go to Hobby Lobby and get whatever brushes that you want and start there. Get yourself started. Paint your stuff if you can. You got washes galore and everything else that you could possibly need to get going. And you can find that at our good friends at Miniature Market, or you can go right to the Army Painter set, and they got tools and all kinds of different things that are going to make a big difference in how you go about doing this, how your techniques are going to fall into this. Okay, very, very important. These are great, and the coverage has been spot on. I've yet to have a bad can of Army Painter. Now, of course, somebody's going to come in. Oh, well, I had a bad can of Army Painter. Well, guess what? All right. So, how are we going to give away this mega set here, which is I keep near me under close security, so none of you come in here and get this. Okay, the mega paint set. Okay, it's got 50 paints. Comes with a guide, brush, a little bit of primer here, a couple extras in here. It's a good way to get started. It's an Insto collection. All right. You can paint your house. It'll be multicolored, but you can get it. So how are you going to win it? I'm going to scan right now this table and the shelf behind me. And what you're going to have to figure out and email me at novaprime860@hotmail.com. Okay? Now, the nice thing about this is you don't have to watch this whole thing to know what's going on. It's going to be hard to kind of figure out. And that's why we're going to do it the way we're going to do. All right? I'm going to scan with the big camera up top. And you're going to have to remember what's on this table and what's on those shelves. Because at the end of this video, we're going to scan it again, and you're going to have to tell me the things that are missing from this table. Or was something moved? Was something changed? I'm not going to tell you. You're going to have to figure it out. One of these things aren't like the other. Okay? And the first person to get it right will be our winner. And a fantastic congratulations to that person ahead of time. All right? But can you figure out what's going on? Is there a clue here? Maybe it's a clue. Maybe something's going to be missing. Maybe there's something that you can guess. I don't know. Now, this table's a complete mess. It's a complete mess. And I got my thing here. And you can see that there are things all over here that could be a hint on what I'm looking for. I don't know. Take a good look. Try it. Commit it to memory. Oh, there's the big screen. Okay. Let's go over my head there. Oh, what's on that shelf there? Could that have something to do with it? Could it? Take a good look. Go back and watch the video later. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, there's big G's over there. That's too obvious, though. That's too obvious. There's me. I'm not part of the thing, though. Now, no, I'm going to promise you this much, okay? I'm going to give you a little hint here. None of the figures from Bloodborne, these are out for a reason. They have nothing to do with our little contest here. But there's a lot of stuff over there. Keep your eyes open. All right? Keep your eyes peeled. All right? Stay with me, folks. All right? Stay with me. Let's see. Let's go up again. I'm going to give you one more view here. One more view. Soak it in, folks. Soak it in. Could be on any of these shelves. Maybe something will be added. Maybe something will be taken away. Take a good look. Try to figure it all out. There's a lot of tricks here. None of the paints have anything to do with it either. All right, none of the Bloodborne figures, none of the paints. Okay. If you can figure out the couple things that are going to change, you, my friends, are going to have a chance to win. Okay? So we'll rescan this at the end of our little session here. All right, let's get down to business, all right? All right, so what are we taking a look at today? Well, we are going to be painting Bloodborne. I'm going to try to show you some quick and easy ways on how to do some of this stuff. There are some creepy creatures here, and we're going to try to get as many as we can done. We're going to be using Army Painter paints. Why? Well, we just spent a whole bunch of time talking about them. Let's show you how they work. All right? A lot of great paints here, and they do a lot of great things. Now, right now, we're going to start off with a little gunmetal here. All right? Yeah, you got it. Gunmetal. All right, and that's the way we start off. I'm going to put a little over there. And what we're going to do is the first thing I want to do is I want to get her nice and dry because we want to put a nice wash on her. Okay, so I want to get this sword of hers. Okay, let me get my little visor down so I can see what the heck I'm doing. And as you can see, I already put a little flesh on her. I'm trying to save time here so we can squeeze all this stuff in, okay? And my goodness, these are beautiful, beautiful models. Congratulations once again, our good friends over at Cool Mini or Not for just being themselves and doing great things. Doing great things. And that's what they do. Some people want to complain about these models. Well, guess what? Eat eggs. All right? It's probably the same guy that thumbed this video down before it even played. I mean, isn't that stupid and immature-ish? But what do we care? What do we care? All I care about, I don't worry about. How many people watch? I don't worry about. How many people don't watch? The other thing I want to get here, and I want to get that right there. All right, I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to look up in a minute and make sure that you can see this. The real key here is getting this wash onto her completely. Okay, because that's what's going to do the cell job here. All right, it's going to do a really good cell job. Peter, what's up? CMON, how are you? Jess, our Godzilla lover. There's only one. Benjamin, how are you, my friend? Mo, good to see you. Dale, how are you? Wow, 2 days in a row. All right. Old Dunk, what's up, my brother? Good to see all of you. Okay, let's get going here, all right? Because this is what we got to do. So I wanted to get this. I put a little flesh on her already, and I'm going to let that dry. Let's let that dry, okay? Let's make sure that we got it all, though, first. See, I start looking. I start saying hello to people, and I'm not paying attention to what I'm supposed to be doing. Getting this right. Okay. She's going to stay over there. Now, I want to go over what I did with this guy here already. Because we want to fit in things on time. I took a little flesh, barbarian flesh, and put it in the slot there for his eyes. Then I took some light gray and came around the base here. I painted over him with a, oh goodness, it's here, a necrotic cloak. I want to keep him dark. I want to keep him dark for a reason. Okay, also, I took some oak brown and went on his pants just to break up the colors. But we're going to make this really dark. Because if you look in the game, it's dark. Plain and simple. All right? The wash is going to do all the work for us. Okay? Let's get this sword here. And we're going to have to paint over this sword too. Because it has almost kind of like a... the saw blade has like a wrapping around it. So we're gonna handle that after we get this nice and dry. And then we're going to do a little wrapping on the handle. And then when we put the wash over this, it's really going to stand out and really sell what we're trying to do. So we're taking the plate, the gunmetal, and I want to go there. And then I want to take care of his pistol here. All right. And I want to make sure I get that in there. All right, seems pretty good. We're off to a pretty good start. Okay, there we go. All right, let's get that to dry up a little bit. Is that showing up okay? Or do I got to back that up a little bit? Yeah, it looked like it was a little cloudy there for a minute. All right, there we go. There we go. You know what? No, that one's not going to do it. Hold on, folks. Hold on. This is what I get for rushing. Shame on me. I shouldn't be allowed to paint ever again, to be honest with you. You know what? How do you outsmart yourself? There you go. I think that background can just be a little bit too dark, so there we go. Alright, we'll see how that works. Alright. We've got some other things that are metallic. These are going to look real weird starting off, but trust me, it'll come together. It's just putting a bunch of base coats on here and working your way. I want to get this axe in here. I took some of the browns that I used. I used like an oak brown. Then also I was using a leather because we went over leather brown. And what I just kind of did was just kind of poke a few areas. And also I took a drake tooth and went over their faces and stuff like that. Because it's not going to matter until I put this wash on here. That's really going to get in the grooves and it'll come together. What was the other thing here? Oh. These things are just nasty. Now, I spray painted these white, so I want to kind of show you what's going on here. And, yeah, this is the church giant, and then we have the church servant. So we're going to do what we can to try to get those going a bit here today. I don't know if we'll be able to get them done, but I will tell you this much. With all the metal that this creep has, and he is creepy. Oof. You know, I think all you want to do is, and I want to probably use a bigger brush for this. And then we'll go over, you know, we'll make it stand out a little bit better too by doing that. So I want to get this, there we go. And just, you want to be efficient with your time, okay? So you want to get everything that you think that you have to get here before you put any wash on there. So you want to get all your base coats on here. And we're just taking our gunmetal and we have a little water on it. We got it nice and thinned out so it'll go on nicely, which it is. And we're only going to need one coat of this, I believe. One coat. Matter of fact, let me just get a little bit more of that. If I can remember where I put anything anymore. All right, there we go. There we go. That should be enough. And we're going to get things to sit up. Now this is spray painted white, and there's a reason for that, because if you look at the creature itself in the picture that we do have, okay, and you want to just take your time too. You don't want to rush through things and ruin stuff like I normally do. It's just when you have one color out, try to get as much of that color done. All right, so you don't have to go back. All right, so that's fine right there. I'm not going to do all of them. I mean, maybe do, we also have these church servants, okay? And they're walking around jacked up with this here. We're going to let this dry too. These things are just ridiculously creepy, and that's where, I mean, you know the game, you know what I'm talking about, right? I mean, this stuff is just, but the game is just so good. And after I got off last night, I was messing around with the game even more, and I'm really taking a real shining to this. I think this is done very, very well. Very well. Very well. You're going to see how this is going to kind of come together real quick. All right, so we're going to get in there. So, batch painting. Do you have an idea what to do before you start, or fake it as you go? I always know. I look at everything and I kind of plan things, and I'll try different things before I really start moving along. For me, it's about trying to squeeze in, especially when I'm doing a stream like this. I want to make sure you get something out of it. So I'll test a few things and say, well, is this going to work or is it going to ultimately fail? And then I will come up with a game plan and try to implement it. But if you ever notice, a lot of times I change things on the fly. I really do. It's a feel, and you'll get that after a while. And there's nothing wrong with that. Sorry, I keep reaching over. I got everybody off the table here. But it is definitely going to help you get to where you want to do. All right? And just taking your time. You know what I mean? Me, I rush. Why? Well, we've got to get this thing to the table so we can paint it and play it. You guys want to see it, right? But we don't put games out there. We don't play games unless they're painted, which is a rule that we invoked a long, long time ago. Now, are we backed up games that we have to play that are painted? We sure do. And we got some real good ones. But you know what the rules are. Let's adhere to the rules and try to get it done, right? So this is kind of like a sword that they have, and the servants, I'm just trying to get those on there. I'm going to show you a couple other things too, but I just want to get all the silver done here. And like I said, we're moving at a pretty good pace because we really kind of I want to get a couple of figures finished for you, and that way you get a good idea. The ones that I want to get done, actually, I do have a couple that are ready to go, but we're gonna show you how to get them to where we need to get them, and then what we want to do with them from there. And we're going to be bouncing around a little bit from figure to figure. If you stay with me, I promise you we'll get you to the finish line. If we don't do it here, we will do it on our next show, without a doubt. I mean, we are always constantly trying to bring you the best that we possibly can. That's what we do here at Rob's Tabletop World. Oh, what a joke, right? All right, and all I want to do is just try to get all that metallic done as quickly as I can. And we're constantly moving. These mobs here, I took some of the paints that I was using on some of the other figures and trying different things out. A lot of oak wood for the wooden shield and the handles, and just some fire lizard for the flames just to start, just so I know where I'm at. And you don't have to go crazy with these guys because they're just a group of dudes. And all we want to do, and I'm sorry I keep on reaching across, but I poorly did this today. It's been a while since I've painted live, but expect to see a lot of live painting. We're going to be painting Descent, the first edition. We've got a lot of things to handle. We're going to be doing this for a while. There's no doubt about it. And we're going to have a good time with this. I can promise you that. Okay, I see something here that's annoying me. So let's make sure that we get it right. All right, there we go. And since I got this out, and like I said, right now it's just kind of going at breakneck speed, trying to get the base colors on, and that's all I'm trying to do here. So we can get to the point where we're going to darken things up, let those dry for a bit. And what time do we have here? 27. That's not bad. I figured I'd go about an hour 15, hour 20. I like to keep it tight, and we're going to need the wash to dry good. So because we're not going to pile it on. But I do want it to dry so we can start to bring out some of the figures here. So just please remember that this is a part 1, but the reason I didn't put part 1 is because we got about 20 things saying about that you want to go get all your stuff from Army Painter. Why? I'll tell you why. It's affordable and it's good quality paint. All right? It matches, it competes with the big boys. Okay? And again, I don't like mentioning names and so forth and so on, so I'm not going to do that. All right? We're not trying to hurt anybody here. All right? We're not trying to hurt anybody. But why pay more when you can pay less and get the same quality? Right? All right. And that's what it really comes down to. Quality and being able to use the materials and not get frustrated. Now, I'm going to show you one thing that you really want to do with these type of paints. And I think it's very important. So if you go out and buy a bunch of Army Painter, I really want to hammer something home, folks. Okay? And I want to drive it home. Make sure you get some of those steel balls. I know that doesn't sound right, but I'm going to show you in a second. First of all, to pick up a paintbrush, you got to have them. And I'll show you exactly what they are and why we use them. Okay? Why I'm just completely converted. When your paints sit for a while, the medium just kind of separates a little bit from the Army Painter paints. And where you have other brands that you can just shake and it'll be fine because it's in a pot, well, these bottles aren't that friendly, okay, as far as that's concerned. Okay, let's get over here. All right. And I want to get this other, I'm trying to see if there's anything else that has any kind of metallic that I want to get in there. All right. I mean, as far as silver is concerned. All right. And I can see not. I can see not right off the bat. All right. But you're going to want to make it easier so you're not breaking your wrist trying to shake these paints all the time. And you want to get a good mix on them. You want to get a good mix. You can get the balls. You can get them from you can get them from Army Painter. Okay, they come. I think they give you like 100. Yeah, they're inexpensive, honestly. I'm going to show you because I got mine from the great Army Painter. You know, I asked them. I said, "Listen, I haven't painted in a long time. I want to do something special for everybody. Can you guys get me a mega set to give away and take care of everybody?" They had it here in a couple days. That's how good Army Painter is. All right? That speaks volumes to the class that they have. All right? They're concerned. They want to make sure that you guys get the best. And I love showing you guys. I love showing you guys their stuff. And I want you to pick up. I want you to pick up a paintbrush. I really do. I want you to paint your stuff. Okay? I want you to be able to go out and do a lot of different things. I really think it makes a big difference in what you do and how you do it. All right. So here are these. I put all the. They usually come in a container, and what you want to do. All right, and all you do. I mean, you could pay $65 for the thing. Yeah, sure. I believe you're gonna just take one of these, throw it in it. Did you see that shot? Was that skill or what? You get it in there, and that's going to help you. All right, they're not going to rust or anything. Oh, that was smart. Do it with the battery, and you can hear it in there mixing up the paint. And you don't have to shake as hard. The steel balls really make a big difference, and it's going to help you a lot. Trust me. Trust me. I lie to you not, my friends. I lie to you not. All right, let's take a look and see where we're at here. All right, so we've got all these different kind of things that we want to do. I mean, look at these guys. The female patients. Now, what I did is I took a leather brown, and I went over, because you can see that's not kind of the same color. I went over it like that so far. Okay, I just dry brushed the leather brown on there. All right, we're going to come back to these in a minute. I have an idea what I want to do. What we're going to do is we're going to get ourselves a nice pile of skeletal bone, because we're going to go over a bunch of these bandages, and I want to do it with the skeletal bone. Okay, here we go. So we're going to use this for a bit, and that's going to help us a lot in what we want to accomplish next. All right. So let me get some of that out there. All right, there we go. Perfect. It's nice and shooken as it should be. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. All right, now what I want to do is I'm going to take a thinner brush here. All right, there we go. And oh, I didn't show you that part. Doggone it. Hold on. All right, so before we get too involved with that, I want to back up a little bit. I want to take some uniform gray, okay? And I'm just going to put a little on my thing here. There we go. I don't need much because I did most of these figures already. I'm going to take a bigger brush because I really want to get in there. Now, these brushes I get at Hobby Lobby, okay? You can save yourself a lot of money. But you're going to want to get a couple of good brushes, all right, that you do a lot of detail with and stuff like that. And Army Painter has very affordable brushes. They're not $15 a brush like I've seen in some things. Okay, so now I'm going to take that gray, that uniform gray, and I'm going to take a little bit of it off here, all right? And then for my patient here, okay, I'm not going to worry about all the other stuff, but I'm just going to try to get this on here as quickly and humanly possible. All right. Boom, 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 boom. I'm not worried about going over the bandages or anything like that, because if you look, and I'll show you in a minute, they're pretty... this gray is the base here. Everything's very, very dark. Same thing with these, whatever the heck these are. I'm not worried because my detail that I'm going to do, I want to get a majority of the body, and I just want to push this around very quickly. All right. And just dry brush it over. All right. You know, you could use a dry brush, but I don't need to right now. All I want to do is get good coverage, because what's coming up next is going to help me out a little bit. All right. What is the minimum number of colors you need to start painting for a beginner? Garn, I would say you want to get all your primary colors, but you also want to get, let's say, your primary colors would be 4. Okay, red, blue, yellow, green. Okay, you want to get black and white. Then you're going to want to get gold and silver. Okay, so now you're up to 8. You're going to want to get a wash. You're going to want to get maybe a couple colors outside the spectrum there, such as, you know, skeletal bone if you're going to be painting skeletons. You want to make sure that you have a brown wash and a dark wash. I would say the minimum I would go with is maybe about 16, to be honest with you. And yes, we talked about there are certain games that you can get at Miniature Market, or you can go down to your local store there. I want to use up the rest of this paint, so we're going to take the big boy here, and I just want to get his cloak very quickly. I'm being very, very, very careful. All right, there we go, there we go, there we go. And right around here. And you can see that I took the liberty of painting a few things on here, and when we talk about this, dude, we'll get there. Right now, everything's going to look like garbage because we're just trying to get a base coat on there. All right, everything will come together at some point. All right, get down there, son. All right. All right, I'm gonna clean this off. I think that's everything that we need for that. Now let's get back to where we were going. Where we were going. Okay, and that's taking those same creatures. Oh no, I don't want to use that. I want to use the stuff I already poured. Okay. Duh. All right, so let's get going here. All right. And For instance, our guy here, let's take a look. Let's take a look, shall we? Hold on. I'm trying to get all these cards out here. Let's just put that down for a second. Yeah, okay. All right, so you can see there's bandages on the male patient here that we want to take care of. There's a little bandages on the scourge beast that I kind of want to take care of. I really don't want to go crazy, but I want to make sure that I bring some of these things out. And I'm going to show you what we're going to do with the big fellas over there too. All right, so the most important thing is just trying to pick out some of these bandages, and I'm not really worried how it's going to look right this second, because it's not going to look very good. But I do just kind of want to go over this, because when I go over it with a wash, it's really going to come out, and that's where it's going to stand. It's going to come out. He's got some of these bandages up in here, in his arm here, and those aren't going to show until we put that wash in there. So I kind of want to, it's just going to look really bad out of the gate, and I'm okay with that. All right, when I put the wash over, that's when you're gonna see it. All right. All right. I kind of want to go over his face a little bit. I don't want to get in his eyes, but I'm not worried if I do, because the wash will take care of itself, as it always does. And again, I just want to come up over here. And there we go. That's all I need to do right this second. So we're going to let that dry, because I do want to have some successes here before we go off air. I really do. All right. With our beast here, you kind of just, this is a little bit tougher. You want to just take your time. There are certain things that you're going to want to point out. Just drag it over. You're not worried about complete coverage. All you want to do is just get some of those areas there, and just kind of have that come over a little bit. There we go. Into here a little bit. Because we're not going to put a black wash over this. We're actually going to go with a very light wash. All right, so you got these bandages here. All you want to do is just get the top of them. The wash is going to do the rest of the work. That's the nice thing about washes. You know, sometimes they say they call it liquid talent. No, what it does is it makes it so you can paint faster. All right, and I think that's pretty doggone cool. And it helps you. Sure, it gives you confidence too. All right, listen, I'm not the greatest painter in the world. I'm not one of these pros and stuff like that. I'm not even good. It's very hard to hold things with my arm being as bad as it is. But hey, you know what? We're gonna fight through it. You guys support you don't support the channel, but you know what I mean. You support it in a way that you come and watch, and that's the most important thing. I want to keep on picking my head up and looking and making sure. So, are you using a wet palette? I have a frozen kinda. I have water here that I wet everything down with, and I have a tile just like this. I freeze it, and the condensation keeps everything nice and wet. I just don't like using all my little wet palette sheets that I have. Wet palette is great if you want to save the paint. Okay? That's all it is. But you want to have yourself a nice piece of tile like this. I usually clean these. You know, you clean them off with a little Brillo pad. And I put them in the freezer. And then I take them out right before I'm going to paint. And they usually have some condensation, so they keep the paint nice and fresh. There we go. That's the way I do it, at least. Hey, nobody says what I do is right. So, you know, if you want to listen to somebody else, go ahead. Hey, Do whatever it takes. All right. Do I use a wet palette? Absolutely. When I think I'm gonna, like, I have to paint one of those giant Cthulhu's from Cthulhu Death May Die. I have to paint another one for somebody very dear to me. And what I want to do is I'm going to use a wet palette because I'm not sure the amount of paint that I'm going to use, and I don't want to waste the paint. So I'm going to empty out a few things and then go to town on it, and maybe we'll do it live here. I'm going to try to airbrush this one a little bit more than I did the last one. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I try to think outside the box, folks. I really do. I try to think outside the box. I'm not saying I'm right or I have all the answers, because, again, I'm going to say it for the millionth time. There are some God-given, wonderful painters out there, and I'm not going to name them all here and give them free advertisement. They don't talk about me. But I don't mean that in a mean way. It was supposed to be funny. But honestly, I'll be honest with you. I like doing things my way, and it's not right. It's whatever you're comfortable with. You know, when you put these things onto the table, are they going to look good enough for you? Are you going to be happy with them? I hope so. I hope so. I mean, these are your things. This is let's go to these guys here. All right, there we go. And what I want to do is I really want to get this on here, because this I want to be creepy, because these things are creepy. So I'm just taking the skeletal bone and I'm going over their supposed flesh, I guess. I don't know if that's what you want to call it. All right. And you got some in here, and it's going to come out here. I'm going to go right down to their feet. We're actually going to do the bases at not the end of this one, but I believe Tuesday we're going to be back, and we're gonna anything that we don't finish or you don't see finished, we're going to finish up. I believe that we can be done with that and then going with the game quicker than you think. There's only 37 figures in this base set, and then we're going to do a live playthrough that Thursday. What else do we got? Well, tomorrow you're going to see a Descent video. We're breaking down another. We're continuing our Descent. First edition. We're having a lot of fun with that. All right. All I want to do is get that like that. It's all going to do. Wet palette does not work very good for my metallic paints. Cohen, great point. Great point. This is why you're here, to help me out, because you're a bro. All right, big boy here. All I did was take oak brown. I took that uniform gray, and then I took and added a little bit ash gray for his face, because I want to go over it with a wash, and you're going to see what we're going to get there when we do. Right here, right now, just trust me, this is going to look dumb as anything until we can really hammer this home here. All right, and you're going to see when I put the wash on here, I want to get one of these guys going so you can see at least one of these guys go and see what I'm going for here and how this is all going to come together. It's got a lot of bandages in here. I want to point all those bandages out. Because it's really it's gonna come together. You're gonna see what I'm talking about. Right now, no, not right now. But by getting this in here, moving this paint around so it dries pretty quickly for us. All right, we got all these bandages. All these bandages. And I want to get that one there. And all I want want to do is get coverage right now. Coverage, coverage, coverage. So I get an idea, and I want to get that in there. There we go. There we go. Let's get that in there. It's just, my man, it's just a bandaged mess. I'm going to paint the brick afterwards, and there's a reason for that. And you'll see. You'll see. All right, it doesn't look like anything yet. Don't worry. Don't worry. Okay, so we got that. And maybe we'll do another one of these real quick, so we can just come together here. And then what we're going to do is going to paint the color of something else. 48, not bad. All right, we're doing all right. We're doing all right. Again, just in here. I just want to get, and it all comes together when, and all I want to do is just very lightly go over these areas here. And I can accentuate certain things, and that's fine. I can do that too. All right. Dink, dink, dink. Dink, dink. Just trying to figure out where we're going to go with a lot of this. Okay, I got him there, so I'm not worried about him. There's a couple ways you can go about doing this, and this is where I kind of argue with myself a little bit. You know, I take a look at this picture and I kind of go, well, maybe, could be, would be, should be. You know, we take a look at our giant here. He's got this dark hat on, and then he's kind of pretty much disgusting if you really ask me. All right, well, we'll figure it out. Now I want to get a tile. You can get them for like, they're like 12 cents at Home Depot. 12 cents. 12 cents. All right, so we're going to take, we're going to just try to get one of these guys done. Well, not done, but at least kind of so you get an idea of what we're doing here and why we're doing certain things. The first thing I want to do is I'm going to take some of this oak brown. I'm going to get this out on the table there. And then what we're going to do from there is we're going to drive this home a little bit, because what I want to do is I kind of want to, yep, I do, hold on, bear with me. All right, because I do want to get another metallic out here. I want this to be a little bit darker, so I'm mixing it a little bit. All right, there we go. So the first thing I want to do is I kind of want to get this here. And I know it's going to look silly, but just sometimes you just got to bear with me. All right, I want to come across here. All right, into the bell. All right, there. All right, that works for me right there. Next thing I want to do is I want to take more of that necromancer cloak. Necronic. What? I want to shake it up good. Get a little bit out into. I want to get a little bit out there. There we go. All right, there we go. Love it. Love it. All right, and for me, I think that's where his hat comes from. All right. First of all, dude's wearing a hat. All right. So I'm just going to kind of try to get a little bit of this on here. I don't want it to put it on too thick. I want to be careful, because I'll show you in the picture where this hat plays. Okay, there we go. Another thing is you want to be careful you want to make sure that you don't have a lot of medium in your paint, because it's going to take forever to dry. It does not dry quickly, trust me. All right. And let's just go over that a little bit. Probably because this is watered down a little bit. I'm going to go over it twice. Alright, so I'm going to put that to the side for a second. I'll just take whatever excess I have here. Do these other hats. And the hat, I'm not worried about being completely dry when I throw the wash on here, because I'm not going to put it on the hat. I could put it on the hat and darken it up a little bit, but no. Alright, let's... Good old army painter. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to put him aside. Alright. Next thing I want to do... Well, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to do one of the most important parts that I was saying I wanted to do. And that's where we take and we kind of start working some of the skeletal bone in here. Okay. Alright, and I want to be able to just touch that. Hold on here. Get a little bit better brush here. Let me get a better brush here. Alright, there we go. And there's like individual straps here. And all I want to do is try to get those individual straps. Just draw a nice line where they are on both sides. There we go. For that sawbone. Again, this is one of those things where I'm just going to kind of come over this brown a little bit because I'm going to put the wash over it. And up over through here. Well, we have a long way to go with some of these guys. It's just getting the base on there and then building from there. Alright. Alright, there we go. I'm happy with that thus far. Let's see if we can get that to dry so we can go over our boy here. Alright, because we want him dark and sinister. That's what we want. We want dark and sinister. What else was there? Was there something else I was missing? I did him. Alright, there we go. Did that guy. I want to at least get a couple of guys done here so we can kind of get where we want to get. Alright, next thing I want to do very quickly. We're doing all right. We're at 56 minutes. Look at us. All right. How long can you keep these bottles? You know, I keep the bottles in actually a majority of them sometimes, depending on the weather. I'll put them in my refrigerator. I have a refrigerator out here specifically just for my paints. I put them next to my oil paints. I have a gold here. Hold on. No, that's not what I was looking for. Use a little weapon bronze here. We're going to use a little weapon bronze here. I think that'll be cool. Let's do that. Alright, here we go. Let's get on this, huh? I would like to at least get something onto this guy here. Alright, so we're going to paint the bell here. And a little bit of weapon bronze. Alright, that works for me. I can come over this a little bit. That ain't going to hurt anything. Yeah. Alright. I like it. I'm going to put a little bit of that right in there. Maybe to represent her handle right there, because she is glorious with this weapon, and she's going to be doing some slicing and dicing, folks. Another thing while we're waiting for things to dry a little bit, they have a lamp here. Alright, so we can kind of throw a little bit of that gold onto those lamps. These guys right now, they look like garbage, but you gotta trust me that when we come to our next thing, that they'll start to come together. They'll start to come together because all the colors. And I kind of batch paint things that when I have a certain color out, I'll go, oh, okay, let's add this here. And you just try to save yourself time. Remember, perpetual motion. All right? But I think the biggest thing is, and I mean this sincerely, is having some kind of victory. Okay? And what I mean by that is you want to be able to have something that you can put together very quickly, that you can that you can have a quick victory. So you can get something, I'm trying to figure out how to put this. You want to be able to have something that you can paint very quickly and get done, so you can get a result that is going to be positive into your mind and keep you painting. If you just keep on hammering away at something and you don't see where it's coming from or where it's going, it could be a little discouraging. So I always try to have something that is going to give me a little bit of a victory at the end of a stream, and I can say, well all right, okay, this will be good. We can go forward with this. And it's come together. And then, the other things start to come together. Because right off the bat, you start painting stuff, it doesn't look very great. And then you start getting the colors in there and things. And then all of a sudden it just kind of pops and comes together for you. And you just gotta trust the process. You have to trust the process. That's the best way to put it. Trust the process. All right. We have strong tone. We have flesh tone. Okay. We're going to be using both of these. All right. Stay with me, folks. All right. I want to get a brush that I'm going to. All right. So let's go with this one here. All right. So I'm going to get some of that strong tone out there. Right. That works for me. All right. And all I want to do is get that tone out there and just let it do its work. Let it do its work. Let me just shake it up a little bit more. I'm keeping to the camera so you guys don't see some of the things that I'm up to here. Okay. Because we're up to no good. Because we're giving away a paint set for sure. It's just a matter of, can someone figure out all the things that moved? I mean, that's one that I really wonder. What went away? What's there? Can anybody get this right? Now, I hope. All right, let me get some good amount on here. All right, there we go. All right, because we want to get that right on there. So, and this is what I'm talking about. I don't want to get any of the flesh area, but we can't have her just white like that. All right. So what I want to do, and because of the way this is, okay, I really want to work. I want to create shadows. All right. And you're going to see where this is all going to come together. Probably in the next video when this dries. All right. So I want to come in through here. Easy, easy, easy. Easy, easy, easy. There we go. And then come through here. I don't want to saturate this where it gets super dark. Well, what I mean is by where it pulls. We don't want it to pull, all right? But we do want it to make and get in the recesses, and we want to move this around. And what this does is, and what this creates is shadows. You see how that's getting in the cloak there? Now you want to make sure that you don't leave anything completely white, or else you're going to lose everything that you're really trying to accomplish here. All right, there we go. See that little bit of white right there? No, that makes it look silly and out of place. All right. And I want to take a little bit more here. I want to really make sure that I get and work this in, because when I come back over it, oh boy, when we start dry brushing outwards with it, it's really going to stand out. It's really going to bring her forward. All right. And I'm happy with that. I'm going to do her flesh in a minute. Our friend here. All right. Well, him, I think I want to do something different with, so I'm gonna worry about him later. That's the one, and the same thing with this big dude here. All right. Because we can fill in all the blanks later on, it's okay to come over this like so. All right. And you want to make sure that you really run this through here. All right. What did I say? You can come over this area. It's going to be fine. You can go over his face, because this is where, yeah, see where it gets in his eyes? I want it to get in his eyes. Okay. And if it doesn't stay there, I have a paint marker that goes over and just really makes this all come together. Look at this. He's just ghastly and disgusting and all the other thing. You want to make sure that you get every bit of white. All right. You don't want that to do. All right. There we go. Now, I'm thinking of doing something with his flesh a little bit, making more like using a necrotic flesh, which is basically like a plague bearer type of flesh there. But depending on what I get out of this, I might just leave it the way it is here. I want to get over this weapon. I want to darken this weapon up, because I'm going to go back over it again. All right. All right. And it really gives a really unique perspective here. There we go. Kind of pull it up in there a little bit. If you have to lay it down, that's all right. It's all right. Let it pull up in the face a bit. See? Now all of a sudden, he's creepy as all get out. He's creepy as all get out. I'm all right with that. All right, but we want to make sure that we get great coverage here. That's the most important thing, because even the little, if it's too white, before we dry brush it, it's going to lose everything that we are trying to accomplish, and we don't want to do that. No. After we spent all this time trying to get, just the little things together on this guy. All right. All right, let's turn him around. Okay, there we go. Into that brush there. Again, I'm not worried if it pulls there, but on the, all right, there we go, right in there. We're going to make these bases dark and sinister too. All right. We're going to make these bases dark and sinister. Why? Because we can. And this is just a quick, unprofessional way of doing this and getting it done quick, so we can get it to the table and we can do what we love best. Play the game. We want to play the game. I want to play a game. You want to play the game. Maybe some of you want to see me play the game. Well, we can't do it if we spend 5 hours on each model. We'll be here forever and we'll never play anything, will we? So we want to get a nice, quick job done. There you go. How long would it take to finish a board game set of figures like this Bloodborne one? For me, I could do it in about 6 hours. I believe. Okay, let's move this around here a little bit. I want to get his feet there. See how creepy he is? That's what I'm looking for. That's all I'm looking for. And then we build out. We build outwards. We build outwards. We get our base coats on. Then we darken up. And we bring back out. That's the way it works for me. That's the way it works for me. You may want to try to do something different. That's cool. That's cool too. All right. Now this guy's face here. There we go. That's all I want. That's all I want. I'm not asking for much. Okay. Of course, I'm doing this out of sequence. All right. Oh, let me get the guy that we were working on. Jeez, Rob. Jeez. Most unprofessional channel on TV right now. All right, so there we go. All right. I want to get that in there because I want them creepy. Well, you know, we have a different wash that we're going to work in here too. So I'm trying to be very careful. It's okay if they mix. It's just I don't want one overpowering the other. And they won't if I do this right, okay? And you know, you can even go over this, which is what I want to do. All right, because I want to build shadow and depth on our miniature. I want this to be dark, foreboding, eerie, disgusting. There we go. Don't let the wash do all the painting for you, but do it so it brings out what you intend, the detail of these fantastic models. All right, there we go. All right, hold on here. All right, painting all my Acrony exosuits finally. Before that, painting a set of Wraths from Warhammer. Nightvault. Oh, cool. Hello from Virginia, he says. Well, hello. We're happy to have you here. Thank you so much for taking some time to spend with myself here at Rob's Tabletop World. Right? Why not, right? I mean, what else do we have to do? All right. So now I'm going to take some flesh wash, and this is where we're going to work some of those bandages and stuff like that. So let's get some of that out there. There we go. All right, here we go. Let's get it done. Army Painter has some great paints, folks. Great paints. All right. For instance, our buddy here, right? Remember how I told you don't worry about it? Because we're just going to kind of go over this all. Okay? Don't worry about it. We'll get it. And we'll just let that sit up the way we want to. And it will. Because you're taking that very dark, there we go, that beautiful brown wash and working it in there. Chris Peach, how are you? My arm is getting sore, so we're gonna wrap this up soon for this session. But again, I want to get a little bit more done here. All right, first of all, here, our girl here, let's get her flesh. All right, so we can get detail there going on her face. See, I'm not worried about going in here, but there you go, boom. We're off and running. Remember these guys, okay? All right, this is where this all comes together. Remember what I told you. There's great detail on here. You let the detail do all the work, and you're going to be all right. You're going to be all right. We're not going for awards. We're going for battle ready, theme ready, and let's do this. Let's do it old school. All right. All right, just get it in there. Let it get in the recesses and let it do its own work. Look at that. Creepy. That's all I want. That's all I want in life. Is creepy creatures. All right, there we go. I'm going to put that dude there. This one here. Probably should get a second coat on there, but I just kind of wanted to give you an idea of what I see and what I wanted to do. Okay? I don't want to overdo it. Okay, there we go. Just go over the whole thing. You let the wash do the work, and you work the wash. All right? Probably would have done these guys a little bit differently. That's all right. There we go. Let that wash get in there and really just kind of give you a creepy feel here. And that's what I'm doing. Dark, dingy, creepy. You know. Disgusting. You know, we'll highlight outwards, and trust me, we will. All right, let me get that over there. Who else do I have to do here? Oh, big fella here. Whoops. Sorry, buddy. Sorry, buddy. All right. Now watch how that works in there. Okay. Still might be a little wet in there. That's all right. It's what we're trying to accomplish here, to show off. And that's all I'm worried about. Is getting in there. Yeah. And then we work our way outwards, okay? So we darken all this up, and then what we're going to do is we would let it dry, and then we'll build outwards from that. We will build outwards. All right. Let's put that over there. Let's do another one of these guys. Yep. That's what happens when you rush a little bit. That other guy was still a little wet, but hey, didn't matter to me. We were trying to just give you an idea so you can get an idea how quick you can do this. We've only been on an hour and 15 minutes, and I talked the first 15. So, all right, that there. And our big guy here. There we go. Just really work this in. I think the dark wash really works on this guy because it really just makes him look nasty. You know what I'm saying? Just really, really simple things. Really simple things. All right. All right. Boom, 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 boom. All right. And then we would let him dry. All right. So, yeah, we do got a lot of work to do here, and we will be back. And I will show you how we'll finish all these figures. By the time we get the wash to dry and everything like that. So you see basically what I'm trying to do. One of the things that I really want to make work is I want to take some centurion skin. Just give our little creature just a... Because he... You know, everything's so sinister and dark. The other thing I want to do here is I want to just kind of... There we go. Get the inside of his mouth. And then we'll go over that with a wash again. It's one of the things I forgot to do. I want to get in there and then I'll go over a wash and it'll really bring out the detail. All right. Whew. All right. Let's go up top here. Let's go up top here. All right, so a good start, okay? What I'll do is I'll let a lot of this stuff dry. I'll get the other things all dialed in, and then what we'll do is we'll come back and I'll show you how we highlight and we bring these things out, okay? We darkened everything up. So now what's next? Now we've got to add those little highlights that are going to give us dimension and all these other neat little things. We have basics here. It's really easy to take this and bring it a little further. Why were some of the figures white to start and others black? Because I painted, I primed particularly these guys white because in the thing they were white. So that way I can build outwards and save myself time. And then the ones that I painted black were like really dark grays. So with black as an undercoat, it's easier to put gray on top of black than trying to put gray on top of white. It'll just be too bright. You have to balance things and find out what you want to dinge down and what you want kind of bright to dinge down. And can you do that? It really depends on what you were doing. So what we're going to do is we're going to rescan everything. Now, if you can email me, don't forget that tomorrow is the end of our auction, our charity auction for for poor little Abigail, Cthulhu Kitty. We are going to be donating all proceeds to, yeah, you got it, none other than the Humane Society. Got it. Great time saver. Yeah. Try to find shortcuts to save time, Garen. It's going to help you a lot. It's really going to make a big difference. Tomorrow at 12 noon ends our charity event. Check it out, please. If it's something that you're interested in, make us an offer. Hopefully you'll get it and save some money instead of trying to buy it new. Or most of all, the most important thing is, we're going to be able to help the Humane Society and donate some money in the name of Cthulhu Kitty. Also, I think I mentioned that we lost a very dear friend of the chat, Spiros from South Africa. He was a very wonderful man. His sister got a hold of me. She actually got a hold of me on the 25th of January, but I did not see it until yesterday. I'm going to think of something. I think that we're going to name an award after Spiros. All he ever wanted to do was bring gaming to some of the children in South Africa because it's so hard because of the tariffs and all the other stuff. It's kind of like Australia where there's a lot of problems. So I'm trying to think of how we can honor him on this channel. I do take each and every one of you very, very personally. Please remember that you all mean something to me, and I want to make sure that everybody's happy and healthy as much as you can be. So without further ado, let's do a scan. Now, if you noticed a couple things that are added, missing, whatever, make sure that you email me at novaprime860@hotmail.com. The first person to get it is going to get the Mega Paint Set. You're going to get the Mega Paint Set, but you got to figure it out. You got to work for it, brah. We just don't give it away. All right, let's do this now. Let's do this now. Let's see if you guys can figure this out. And the best thing about this is if somebody gets to watch this later on, maybe you guys can piece it together. Watch the video a few times, figure it out. You get one entry. Make it count. Make it count. You get one entry. That's it. Make it count. Oh my man, the big G. The big G. What changed? What happened? Can you tell me? I don't know. I don't know. All I know is I want to give that paint set away to you guys. I really do. I really do. Make sure you email me, novaprime860@hotmail.com, either for the auction or for the or trying to guess what's missing here. Yeah, Spiros and I talked offline quite a bit. I really feel badly. When he was and while I'm doing this, I'm just going to talk a little bit. His sister told me that he really admired me a lot, and for me, that's kind of overwhelming and very humbling. I can tell you this much: it hurts. Nobody should be idolizing or anything with me. I'm telling you right now. But it's very humbling, and he will be severely missed. All right, I think I covered it pretty good. You're going to want to go check the beginning of this video, and maybe you can figure out what happened there. All right. So we kind of got this started, part 1. We will be back with part 2. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We do a lot of things here on the channel, and we try to make it as fun as possible. So I hope you enjoy this. Well, you know, I don't know if we're going to go right into paintings, if we're going to try to get all this done Tuesday or the following Tuesday. I'm trying to think. We had something scheduled that we wanted to do for you guys, and don't worry, I'll let you know as we go. We got some great videos coming up on tomorrow and Monday. And I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. You never know, I might show up and just decide to play something. Or maybe continue this and keep painting something. You never know with me. You never know. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you find this helpful. And until next time, it is your old pal Rob saying, we'll see you soon. Remember, novaprime860@hotmail.com. All right? novaprime860@hotmail.com for both the auction and the guess to see who's going to win. Just exactly like I said, an hour and 25 minutes. Boy, I'm good. Take it easy, everybody. Love you all. Take it easy.